The winner is Mitchell Pham.
Thank you so much. About this dancing thing, I think anyone who takes away a sports trophy from Australia is a Kiwi, right? Good evening, kia ora koutou katoa, xin chào. A big thank you to Kia and China Partners, and also distinguished guests and everyone who are here tonight. I'm way beyond thrilled to be receiving this award because I've been at this event a number of times, being totally inspired by those who've won these awards before me. But actually, I think that this is not about me, because contributing to the New Zealand tech sector and contributing to New Zealand-Asia relations are two of the things that you just do not do on your own. And let's just take a quick look at the tech sector, which is on fire at the moment. And it's not because, yes, you know who you are, it's not because it employs so many Kiwis, or it is the fastest growing sector in the economy, or is the third largest export for New Zealand. But much, much more importantly, it's because over the last couple of years, the tech sector has deliberately focused on reaching out, engaging, and accelerating growth across all of the other sectors across our economy with the application of technology. You know, so in this room today, please raise your hand if you are involved in tech innovation, tech education, tech business, tech sector work, or where tech connects with other sectors. Please raise your hand. I'm trying to prove a point. Please keep your hands up. Hands up. Now, anyone who's doing business or helping Kiwi businesses do business or Kiwi industries engage with Asia, please raise your hands. Great. There are only 4 people whose hands are not raised, right? So that's my point. So, well, you are all contributing to the tech sector and you're all contributing to the New Zealand-Asia relations. So to me, this award goes out to you, right? Yeah. This is for us, all of us. And look, beyond Asia, there's a big world out there, and yet Kia has managed to connect 500,000 Kiwis around the world. Now, to me, this is a massive economic engine for New Zealand, and I think we, business, industry, and government, should really get together and activate this massive global asset that we have right under our nose. Would you agree? Right. Look, very important to me, I really like to acknowledge my family. Now, being away from my parents and siblings since I was 12 and reuniting with them 30 years later here in Auckland have shaped my view of how important family is to me. And so for me, being close to your loved ones who love you unconditionally is really worth all the distance and the time and more than all the money in the world. Now, tonight I'm very fortunate to have my family here and especially my parents who've flown all the way down from 36 degrees sunny Ho Chi Minh City down to 6 degrees rainy Auckland, when most of us are probably wanting to fly the opposite direction, right? And the thing about my parents is they raised me and my siblings to be productive members of whichever society that we live in, and they themselves have led by example. So for me, I really owe this award to them and the rest of my family who've been supporting me unconditionally. So can you please put your hands together to acknowledge the Pham whānau. This is for you. Thank you. Last but not least, my wife and soulmate, Karen. If you haven't met her before, go and say hello to the most beautiful woman in the room tonight. That's her. Oh, I can see all the women clapping. This is awesome. Look, aside from her amazing support and I guess love and support to me, Karen believes in me 100%. And the thing is, I regularly do things, new things, that I've never done before in my life. And so for me, I constantly doubt myself. And whenever I feel this, I'd go to Karen and I'd talk to her about this, and then she would listen very attentively, and then she would say to me, thanks, babe, for sharing your feelings, but now get out there and start doing it. I will stand right behind you, but more importantly, other leaders will come along and stand beside you, because this thing is going to benefit everybody. So Karen's not only beautiful, but very wise as well. And so I'd really like to dedicate this award to my wife and soulmate, Karen Pham. Thank you. I really, really loved you. I wouldn't be here without you. And look, last but not least, I better get off the stage soon. And since this award is given to me as an individual, supposedly I have to probably say something about myself. Look, some years ago when I was traveling in Vietnam, I met this young French tourist who was traveling around with his grandfather's diary. And his story was that his grandfather served 2 tours in the French Foreign Legion in Vietnam and wrote down everything in his diary, and now he's following his grandfather's footsteps and relived that whole journey in order to understand his grandfather, but also what it was like to be in Vietnam in those days, and what was it like to be in the Foreign Legion in those days. And after we share our stories, he asked me this really interesting question. He said, well, so for a Vietnamese refugee, what was it like to become a Kiwi? I thought for a bit, and I said, well, it's actually very similar to joining the Foreign Legion for Vietnamese to become a Kiwi. And he said, well, so what do you mean? And I said, look, nobody cares where you came from as long as we all march in the same direction. Right? And that was my answer to him. And so all I say is, Vive la Queen, Kia ora, koutou katoa, xin chào.